Hello friends, willkommen zu einem Mukbang-Mittwoch. It's time, it's late. Ich habe mir Essen gemacht, sieht wahrscheinlich nicht so geil aus, aber es sind gebratene Udon Nudeln mit Ente. Und wir schauen uns den zweiten Teil an. Ich habe mir letztes Mal, was war das, 7 overrated Dinge in Japan und jetzt sind es 10 underrated. Mal schauen, ob ich auch dem zustimmen kann oder halt nicht. Ich bin gespannt.
Cheers. Welcome guys. Today we're going to talk about 10 underrated things about Japan. We did overrated, right?
Yeah, and I think people wanted us to do underrated things.
Essen wir erstmal. Itadakimasu.
Chris?
My first thing is Japanese family restaurants. I'm talking Koke's, I'm talking Bikuri Donkey, I'm talking Royal Host.
Do you have a favourite?
I'll tell you what I don't like, I'll tell you what my favourite isn't. Zyde. The Italian one.
I don't mind it, but the portion sizes are very lackluster.
So Zyde is like an Italian family restaurant, right? You can get like a glass of wine for like $1.
What?
And it's the worst wine you'll ever drink.
Why did you order wine there?
I wanted to try it. I wanted to see what $1 wine is like. From the gutters of Venice.
January was a rough month for AdSense. Chris went to Zyde with this $1 and bought some wine.
But there are good family restaurants. The best 3, Royal Host, Bikuri Donkey and Koke's. Royal Host?
Yeah, Royal Host. I like Royal Host. Because you can actually get like really good food in Royal Host. I remember they did this like set that was like this like kale salad that was like crispy. And then it came with a lobster roll. And it was like the most excessive thing ever. I've never even had a lobster roll.
Also, ich würde sagen, ja. Ich war bei keinen dieser Ketten, die gesagt haben, außer diese italienische, die gebasht haben, ist honestly nicht die beste. Aber wenn ihr 5 Wochen in Japan seid, manchmal habt ihr schon Bock auf so eine Pizza. Aber es gibt in Japan auch gute Pizzaorte, deswegen muss man da nicht hin. Aber die Pizza kostet so nicht so viel und die ist klein, I don't know. Aber an sich, ja, ich bin in Shizuoka zu einem japanischen Family-Restaurant gegangen, wo die Hamburger, das ist so Hackfleisch, Bulette, Steak mäßig, ultra lecker. Einer der besten Restaurants, wo ich gegessen habe, ist auch so ein Family-Restaurant mäßig, wo man mit der ganzen Familie hingeht. Also, it's kinda underrated. Yeah, it's kind of underrated.
I have never had a lobster roll in my life. I said it right?
It took you 3 attempts.
I had to think as well right there. And it was amazing.
Good place there. If you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, there's always one around. You can drop in, get some food, get your lobster roll, and have a cheeky coffee. What's yours though? And it's cheap. It's very, very cheap. Yeah. Well,
I gotta say, I think one of the most underrated things in Japan is Ichiran Ramen. Chris, your favourite ramen. We all love Ichiran.
Get out! The bar is closed.
I'm kidding. Right.
Take your lobster roll and fuck off.
So I do like Ichiran. That's not underrated. It is overrated. But okay, one food in Japan that I feel like doesn't get nearly enough credit for how good it is. I think I know why, but unagi. Unagi is amazing. Yeah, it's eel and it's like cooked in a very specific way. It's like, what is it? It's like smoked out on a grill.
Unagi is actually Juli's Lieblingsessen.
And then it's left to dry, and then they put it on the rice bed with the sauce, and then you can also put like spices on if you want to. It's really nice, quite healthy.
It's got a really nice sort of sticky soy sauce on it, right?
Yeah.
It's actually quite expensive. It's a premium dish, so it's unsurprising that you love.
Oh, fuck off! Me and my lobster rolls.
Your lobster and your fucking eels.
So but
it is good though. It's really good.
Cheapest you'll find unagi for is maybe what, 2,000 yen, so $20. Because it does take a really long time to prepare. A lot of the really good restaurants that do it will ask you to book beforehand. You can't just turn up. But there are a lot of places that are just like fast food places, kind of like Denny's, where you can just walk in, get your unagi for cheap, and you can get a full set. You normally get a miso. Fuck, I can't talk today.
Yeah, miso soup with your lobster roll and your unagi.
They also make a specialized soup with unagi that they use the intestines of the fish to like flavor it.
Delicious.
It's actually really good. It sounds gross.
It is good, and we had it in Kyoto, right? We stayed in like a traditional Japanese inn.
That's right, we ordered it.
And we got some food sent to us. And Colin's like, I'm not eating this, oh gosh. And they was like, let's get some unagi.
No, that wasn't the story at all. Chris is already lying already. It was like 2 a.m. and we'd had a lot of drinks, and for some reason, unagi was the only place that was open at 2 a.m., which is really unusual for unagi places.
Most people were like, I'll get a kebab, I'm drunk. Colin's like, unagi. It was fresh from the rivers of Kyoto. It is good though.
Ja, das auf jeden Fall. Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass, klar, manche kennen Unagi, aber es ist halt wirklich so ein Gericht, wo nicht so common ist. Wie gesagt, es ist actually Yuis Lieblingsladen. Und wir haben ein Restaurant in Tokio gefunden, das nicht so teuer ist. Aber das zu finden, schwierige Geschichte, ich sag's euch. Kleine Side-Story mäßig, falls ihr es nicht wisst, oder Side-Info. Shinjuku ist einer der größten, oder ist das größte, oder meist crowdedste, I don't know, oder einer der größten. Auf jeden Fall ist es sehr crowded, okay? Es ist crowded, es ist gigantisch, es ist riesig. Shinjuku ist motherfucking riesig. Wenn ihr in Shinjuku seid, ihr müsst im Westen raus, aber ihr seid außerdem im Süden rausgegangen. Ihr seid im falschen Exit raus. Es dauert locker so 15 Minuten, bis ihr bei der anderen Seite seid. Und ja, und wenn ihr wieder durch den Bahnhof läuft, müsst ihr halt nochmal extra zahlen. Actually, it's huge. Und dieser Unagi-Shop, den Yui mag, er ist erstens preisgünstig und er ist echt lecker, ja. Aber den zu finden, ist in der letzten Ecke. Ihr müsst hier lang, dann da lang, dann da lang, dann da lang, dann da. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob ich es wiederfinden würde. Vielleicht. Ich glaube. Ich müsste ungefähr wissen, aber es ist schon schwer. Aber Unagi ist schon ein bisschen underrated, ja. Probiert es auf jeden Fall aus, wenn ihr nach Japan geht.
Okay. Unagi is eel, right? And a lot of the time, I think a lot of us have this concept of eel.
Well, the UK, jellied eels. It's a cuisine that looks like it belongs in the 15th century. Slimy jellied eels. So when I heard it was a cuisine here, I was like, no, I'm not going to eat that. And then I had it, and it's incredible. It's a solid 9 out of 10.
Doesn't taste fishy at all. It's closer to like a meat flavor, honestly, than it is a fish flavor. It's really delicious.
Just
For fuck's sake, everything's going wrong.
Just gonna unedit this.
This is the most authentic.
You can see what the real Connor.
This is the most authentic Connor. I'm having a mental breakdown here. I can't focus.
Moving on from Connor's unagi and his dodgy presenting skills, I'd say the most underrated place in Japan is actually Fukushima.
Really?
It's a critical one. I think our image of Fukushima, right, is not good. Nuclear disasters,
Not got the best
exclusion zones.
international reputation.
But do you remember where you did drifting for the Trash Day special?
Oh yeah, we did do it.
Ebisu Circuit in Fukushima. Aizu Wakamatsu has the coolest temple in Japan. It's called the Zyde Temple. And it's a stolen design from Leonardo da Vinci, and it's like a spiral staircase.
You've shown this in videos before.
It's so cool. They got Kitakata, a ramen town that has more ramen shops per capita than anywhere else in Japan. Like, there's just so many amazing things. There's even a town called Ochijuku, near where we're going tomorrow. I mean, Connor and I are actually going to Fukushima tomorrow for a secret video. But there's a town called Ochijuku, and it's like this really beautiful samurai town. Like, there's so many great things, and the tragedy is we know Fukushima for all the wrong reasons. But I've made like 4 or 5 videos there over the years.
I guess we need to go to Fukushima. Ich war bisher in Hiroshima gewesen, aber Fukushima war ich noch nicht.
And it's just an incredible place. They've got great ski resorts,
Es hört sich auf jeden Fall verlockend an.
great food. The exclusion zone is actually on the sort of far eastern point of the prefecture. Fukushima is like, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd biggest prefecture. I think it's the 3rd biggest after Hokkaido and Iwate. It's really bloody big. But anyway, Fukushima, I will like link some videos to it in this, and go and check it out because it is a really cool place. Definitely underrated.
Do want to go there more.
It's really nice hot springs as well. Moving on to number 4, what you got, Connor?
Well, this is something I have spoke about a bit on the podcast, but I love going to the cinema. I love going to the theatre. I'm a big sucker for the whole experience. Movies should be watched in the theatre, right? And luckily, coming from the UK, I can tell you that we do not do it well. Japan does it amazingly. Not only are they immaculate, you never have to worry about being popcorn left over or anything. Everyone is extremely quiet.
Yeah.
Even in movies where I kind of wish people would get a little hyped, you know, and would kind of shout a little bit. But it's really nice. You never have to worry about is there going to be some kids that are noisy? Is somebody going to be throwing popcorn or something? Which happened.
I know. I completely agree with you though. Like,
Kleine Storytime, okay? Das letzte Mal, als ich im Kino war, waren wir im Spider-Man-Film. Und wir wissen alle, Spider-Man-Film war einfach komplett ausgebucht. Wir, cheap as Asians, gehen meistens immer donnerstags ins Kino, weil ein paar von uns O2-Kunden sind und mit O2-Kunden könnt ihr am Donnerstag 2 Tickets im Preis von einem gehen. Heißt, wir gehen als Gruppe, zahlen nur den halben Preis. Dies, das, der kennt man, ist alles gut. Wir wussten, dass Spider-Man voll sein wird, okay? Heißt, ich bin nach dem Gym um 11 Uhr morgens zum Kino geschlendert, weil man mit dem Gutschein leider nicht online buchen kann. Und alle Filme waren ausverkauft. Der einzige Film, der frei war um 22 Uhr und manche von uns konnten nicht so spät. Der andere war um 13:30 Uhr und auch noch 3D. Falls ihr es nicht wisst, ich hasse 3D-Filme. Ich gehe nie wieder in meinem Leben um 13:30 Uhr ins Kino. Ich klinge so alt, ne? Ich klinge so unglaublich alt. Es war so unglaublich nervig. Ihr wisst gar nicht, so unnormal nervig. Die Kinder waren laut. Also es war alles voller Schüler, voller Kinder. Alles voll. Wirklich alles voll. Die einen machen Instagram-Stories mit Blitz. Der eine vorne spielt Clash of Clans. Kennt ihr das, wenn dieser Sound angeht? Wenn Clash angeht, ich war so... Dann reden die ununterbrochen. Ununterbrochen wird getuschelt, geredet. Meine Lektion geht niemals um 13:30 Uhr ins Kino hier in Deutschland. Und ja, das, was die gesagt haben, stimmt auch. Kino in Japan ist actually echt nice. Ich glaube, ich habe es schon einmal erzählt. Ich war einmal in einem 4D-Kino gewesen. Also ich war zweimal in einem 4D-Kino gewesen. Das eine Mal war ich sogar im 4D-Kino in einem Horrorfilm. Ihr könnt euch vorstellen, jeder von euch hat so einen eigenen Sessel und dieser Sessel kann sich halt bewegen. Heißt, wenn ihr irgendwie mit dem Auto fährt, bewegt sich der Sessel auch mit dem Film so. Euch wird Luft entgegengepustet oder ich war auch in einem anderen Film, ich glaube, es war die Mumie und bei irgendeiner Szene sind so irgendwo in so einer Pyramide und da sind so Käfer so rumgelaufen. Ohne Witz, am Fuß war dann irgend so eine Schnur, die hat so... Wisst ihr, ich meine? Ich habe mich so erschreckt. Und vor allem beim Horrorfilm war eine Szene, wo eine Person... Und in dem Moment, als die Person ist im Stuhl auch so... Ich habe so aufgeschrien, ihr wisst gar nicht. Ich bin sowieso kein Horrorfilmschauer. Das war echt eine andere Experience. 4D-Kino in Japan ist eine komplett andere Experience. Und ja, die Leute sind super sauber. Die Snacks sind geil, alles ist sauber. Es sind draußen Schließfächer für eure ganzen Sachen. Heißt, ihr nehmt nicht alles mit ins Kino rein. I don't know. Es gibt Schließfächer für eure Regenschirme. Ganze Drum und Dran Service ist krass in Japan.
They're very clean. The people are actually good, they never speak. I remember when I was back in the UK last time, 2 years ago, whenever it was, I saw a movie, Downsizing. Terrible film, don't watch it. Actually, it's quite funny, go and watch it. Matt Damon.
Funny for like the wrong reasons?
Funny for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
But I watched it and like there was people in the cinema just talking the entire time.
Oh, in the UK?
I remember just people just talking. And that is something that's quite common. I don't feel as relaxed. And I found actually living in Japan, I go to the cinema way more than I went in the UK for that reason.
A lot more affordable as well, tickets are cheaper. Popcorn and drinks and all that are way cheaper.
And more modern screens and things as well.
True, yeah. There's they have a lot of those like 4XD ones where the chairs fucking shake you.
Yeah, there's a 4D cinema somewhere, I think it was in Osaka that I went to, and that had like something that just like touched your leg. I don't know what movie requires that. What movie required the Jeffrey Epstein experience? Like
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yeah, there was like a rag, and it blows some air. It goes like that, and it like touches your leg, touches your thigh.
Yeah.
Be careful what movie you watch in a 4D cinema.
What's your number 5 then, Chris?
Number 5.
Das, was ich euch gerade eben gesagt habe.
5 is cycling.
You don't
Shut up.
You don't cycle.
Shut up.
You haven't touched a bike since that one abroad in Japan.
That one 28-part series, yeah. That one video. To be fair, I haven't. That's quite sad, actually. Oh God.
I know.
Persönlich bin ich noch nie Fahrrad gefahren in Japan. Aber ich habe 2 Freunde. Einer davon ist mein Mitbewohner. Als wir in Japan waren, für, glaube ich, 5 Wochen. Das war da, wo wir 5 Wochen in Japan waren. Hat er sich ein Fahrrad geholt, statt mit uns Bahn zu fahren. Er hat sich dann für 300 €, glaube ich, ein Fahrrad geholt. und ist die ganze Zeit mit dem Fahrrad rumgefahren. Heißt, wenn wir nach Shibuya gefahren sind, ist er mit dem Fahrrad auch hingefahren. Wir sind in die Bahn eingestiegen. Er hat gesagt, okay, wir treffen uns dort. Und er meinte, das ist das Beste, was es gibt. Ich glaube, er hat halt voll viele Ecken kennengelernt, die ich halt nie sehen werde, weil ich in der Bahn sitze. Eine andere Person, die ich kenne, ist mit dem Fahrrad auch durch komplett Japan so getravelt. Ich glaube, es ist ganz nice. I don't know. Habe es persönlich nie gemacht. Weiß auch nicht, ob es was für mich ist.
That's right. I do.
Cycling in the UK, people want to run you over because they think they're going to get some sort of prize if they run you over. Like, people just love it. It's horrible, and I don't enjoy cycling in the UK. In Japan, the country is perfectly optimised for it. Some of my fondest memories, like living in Japan, and just getting on a bike and just cycling somewhere. That cycle, journey across Japan, right? It was really bloody pleasant. The filming, not so much. Don't film every day and cycle every day. That's a recipe for PTSD.
There's a lot of videos that are like that, where I'm like, that looks amazing, I'd love to do that, but also, I don't.
That's how you feel when you watch Abroad in Japan?
No, rarely. Wanker sober, like giving me a cardiac arrest.
Need to cycle a fair while to burn that.
I know.
No, I think Japan is a really good country for cycling. If you come to here as a tourist, go somewhere like Kyoto, perfect place to cycle around. But like the first time I cycled when I came here, I went to Kamakura, this beautiful ancient city just outside Tokyo. And I got like an e-bike. E-bikes, that's the best thing.
Is it the ones where you cycle yourselves, or they have an electric?
Yeah, you get the thrills of cycling, but no effort required.
The only way Chris Broad will cycle is if there's an engine in it.
That's under.
Kleine Side-Info, falls ihr wirklich mit dem Fahrrad durch Japan reisen wollt, euer Fahrrad kann abgeschleppt werden. Euer Fahrrad kann abgeschleppt werden. Nur damit ihr Bescheid wisst. Nicht, dass es meinem Mitbewohner passiert ist.
E-bikes, but like Japan is really good for cycling. Everyone here does it. Everyone grows up doing it. So the country's sort of built for cycling.
I'll agree with that. Yeah. I definitely want to do it more. Doing it in the countryside seemed like just an absolute joy. Doing it in Hiroshima was amazing.
Oh yeah, with Shimanami Kaide, right? The cycle
amazing.
Over the inland sea.
It's hard, but I do recommend if you're coming here and you're going to Hiroshima, you should definitely give it a shot. Because it's so easy. You just go to the place, rent a bike for like $7. And then that's it. Like you can just cycle. Just take as slow as you want. Just get there within a day.
That is like the best physical challenge you can do. It's way more fun than like climb Mount Fuji. Get on a bike, cycle across the inland sea. That's like a top experience to do in Japan. What about you though, Connor? Number 6. What have we got?
Americans watching this who are like, fuck cycling. I like cycling, but I'm much more of a driving fan myself. I know you like to drive as well.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Ja Leute, ich habe keinen Führerschein. Ich kann dazu nichts sagen.
Chris has his own car though, because he lives in Sendai. It's a lot more practical to have a car in Sendai, especially if you want to go around Sendai, the other prefectures. Tokyo, not so much. Parking is like level 99 on Tetris difficulty, and it's miserable. But renting a car is really easy, and driving out of Tokyo is really easy, and then driving anywhere else in Japan, except for Tokyo and I imagine Kyoto and Osaka, is just a treat. It's so nice.
It's beautiful.
Roads are amazing.
And actually drivers in Japan are pretty good. They very rarely like tailgate you compared to like the UK where people just want to ram you off the road.
Also, when I've made mistakes because I wasn't familiar with the roads, people aren't like fucking honking their horn immediately. They're just kind of like, all right, just give him a sec to see if he figures it out.
The only criticism I have, and I love driving and I rent cars a lot when I travel, is the cars are kind of boring. Japanese cars.
Like, yeah, if you're a
Honda,
car,
Toyota, not fun.
If you're a car nut, I would imagine that there are no exciting cars to rent.
It's just boring. It's like a
but
toy
it's
car.
practical.
Just make sure if you drive in winter, you get a 4-wheel drive. As I didn't when I went skiing with Connor about a year ago, and we got stuck on a hill, and it was a nightmare.
Oh yeah, we did, and we had to get some guy in the hotel to get his truck to come and tow us up. It was really embarrassing. Anyway, enough about cars. What's your 7th?
So my next underrated one is Yakitori.
Oh my god,
Yakitori.
It's not underrated.
It is underrated.
It's overrated.
Get out.
It's literally just
I'm gonna
meat.
get my Nerf gun and shoot you in the
Like,
Ich überlege gerade, ist es underrated oder ist es overrated? Ich muss echt überlegen gerade. Ich glaube, ich würde sagen, es ist schon ein bisschen underrated. Ich persönlich liebe Yakitori. Es ist einfach Fleisch mit Lauchzwiebeln, gegrillt, auf Kohle. Du kannst entscheiden, ob du Salz und Pfeffer haben willst oder ob du mit einer Soße haben willst. Ich liebe Yakitori. Ich hole mir sogar scheiß Yakitori im 7-Eleven oder halt im Kombini voll oft. Aber ich glaube, ich bin die einzige von meiner Freundesgruppe, die sich voll oft Yakitori holt. Also kann ich schon vorstellen, warum es ein bisschen underrated ist. Klar, man geht auf jeden Fall Yakitori essen, wenn man nach Japan geht. Aber ob man das öfters macht, I doubt it.
Mediocre meat on a stick.
You just saw out. Yakitori is the best food in Japan.
What?
They take
the
finest chicken and onions, carefully grill it over a charcoal grill. And they use very special charcoal in Japan to cook it very slowly, so the meat is kind of juicy and succulent.
You always get the ones I don't like when I eat with you as well. Chris is always like, get the mozzarella stuffed chicken, and I'm like, oh fuck me.
That's not even a step. But yakitori, like, it's skewered meat. I just don't know why it's not popular in the UK. It's just a beautiful thing. You sit around the bar, the guy grills it, grilling it away.
I think
Und es ist halt so ein Bar-Ding. Wenn du mit deinen Freunden was trinken gehst und dann snackst du so Yakitoris, während du dein Bier trinkst oder dein Highball. I love Yakitori.
See it as like a DIY thing. We don't really see like, why would I do it at a restaurant when I can get it at home?
There's skill required to it. The way they marinate it, the way they gently cook it and turn it. Like the chef will sort of watch as they cook it very slowly and turn it, and they cook it to perfection. They marinate it with a bit of seasoning and then job done.
Compared to other Japanese foods, I feel like it's in the middle.
No, it's not.
Alright, well, we'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to our killing. Right, what's your next one?
I got the very exciting topic of shipping. Logistics.
Wish Jay were here.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, hear me out.
If Jay was here, it'd be a good one. Shipping a box. You
This-
criticising
No,
Yakitori.
listen.
course you've got
Let
a
me
box.
explain. Okay, you might not experience this if you don't live here. From living in the UK, you've been living in Japan for too long, so you've forgotten how terrible it is to be in like the UK or America. When you order something, it arrives within like 3 to 5 days, and then it arrives on the 7th day. You can't even select the day you want it most of the time. Sometimes you can, but you pay out the ass, right? And even then, it's like, we'll come between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. And it's like, great, so just tell me the entire day. In Japan, you can not only select the day, but you can select what time in the day, and it always turns up in that time. You can select between 8 to 12 a.m.
Ich habe das in einem Video gesehen, dass die Kundenservice ist nicht wie DHL da draußen. Dich habe ich gemeint. Oder du UPS. Oder Hermes. Oder DPD. Die kommen nie an.
12 till 2, 2 till 6, and then 6 till 9 p.m. So like it's really flexible, and it always arrives every single time.
It
if
does.
you miss it, it's really painless to reschedule.
True.
Also shipping stuff, really painless here. If you want to like go to like, if you want to go skiing, for example, in like Hokkaido, you don't want to take your skis with you. It's really easy to ship them to the hotel quite painlessly, and then ship them back. The hotel will do it for you. Super efficient.
I agree with you.
And for the tourists out there, if you come and buy anime merch or something in Akihabara, or you buy a bunch of gifts or whatever, if you don't want to lug it around and you have a lot of money to burn, you can just ship it back to you.
You can
And
ship
it's
it directly,
Very
yeah.
fast, very, very fast.
All right, it's a boring one, but it's true.
What's your final and 5th or 9th pick? 9 out of 10.
So, mathematics
All right.
skill.
What's your final pick then, Chris? What is
My
it?
final pick is, I think, underrated thing. Japan is a 24-hour country, or rather, the cities in Japan are 24-hour cities. They're always
It's unique
open.
to Japan, though. But
It's
I
not
agree,
unique
yeah.
to Japan, but like coming from Europe, or certainly not
Europe is-
Central Europe.
Europe is awful for it.
I mean, first of all, convenience stores are open 24 hours, which I absolutely love. It's very useful. I'll be bored. I'll be like, I want to eat some chicken. 3
is
a.m.
nice.
Pop down to my Family Mart, job done. But beyond that, like, if you want to go on a night out in somewhere like Tokyo, the fun never ends. Like, you can kick off at like 6. You can go to a restaurant, then another bar. There's always one more place that's open. Like I remember I went out with an Irish friend recently in Ebisu in Tokyo,
Hamster's good.
and he's a good mate. He's Irish, and he's like, "Oh, Chris, I got work tomorrow. I better go home." Like, and like one more drink, kill it. And he's like, one more, and then like, and then like
later.
3 hours later, we've forgotten our names because we drunk so much. But like, there's always just somewhere open. And I just love that. There's always like a yakitori restaurant open at 3 a.m. you can pop into. There's a good show on Netflix called Midnight Diner, I think, where they have like a restaurant that opens at midnight, right? And I understand it because people will go out for work parties, they'll go out and have a drink, and then at midnight they'll go out and eat something, get something to eat.
Yeah, ramen as well if you want to.
Ramen often all night or like until 4 a.m.
all those beef bowl chains.
And snack bars and hostess bars, things like that.
Yeah, you've a lot to do, but even that, just like if you want to get any work done, a lot of the time you can, you know, if you want to print something, right, Combini's open, printer's always working. There's no real...
Wenn ihr wüsstet, wie oft wir um 2, 3 Uhr morgens zum Kombini gelaufen sind, auch wenn wir in unserem Apartment waren, weiß nicht, wenn wir so um 3 Uhr morgens noch wach waren, war ich so, wollen wir zu Lawson gehen? Ja, lass zu Lawson gehen. Ja, lass zu Lawson gehen. Dann sind wir halt einfach zu Lawson spaziert und haben uns irgendwas geholt, so Chicken oder sowas. Ich habe keine Ahnung, ich vermisse es so sehr. Und ja, kennen wir halt hier in Deutschland nicht, ne? Dass irgendwas 24 Stunden lang offen hat. Außer vielleicht irgendwelche Gyms, I don't know. Sonst. Aber eine Sache. Falls ihr in Japan seid und nachts unterwegs seid. Es gibt keine Nachtbusse. Gibt es einfach nicht. Ab einer gewissen Uhrzeit fahren keine Züge mehr. Nur damit ihr Bescheid wisst. Es gibt sowas wie 3 Uhr morgens mit der S-Bahn nach Hause fahren. Gibt's nicht. It's not happening. Ich weiß nicht warum. But it's not happening. Aber damit ihr Bescheid wisst. There's no night bus.
Time limit.
There's something about that. There's something about like just being able to just the day doesn't sort of end at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m.
Compared to the UK.
Where the pubs sort of shut at like midnight, whatever. Like, what about you though? Your last point, Connor. Underrated thing about Japan.
Kind of similar.
Popcorn, ich film gerade ein Video.
Underrated thing about Japan.
Kind of similar. I think bar hopping is something that you don't really hear about a lot, just because I feel like it's hard to kind of show the experience to a viewer. You're not showing them that kind of nervousness of like, okay, is this just going to be a shit bar, or is everyone going to open up and talk to me, or am I just going to bomb it? You know, it's a really exciting thing, especially in like Tokyo, around the areas where they're really open to foreigners. If you are a foreigner, you know, there's a lot of bars you can just go into and people will just start talking to you.
You're thinking Golden Guy, aren't you?
A Golden Guy's not that bad. I feel like it gets a bad rap, but it's actually pretty welcoming and people are really nice. There are obviously some very sketchy characters.
Barhopping habe ich actually noch nie gemacht. Weiß auch nicht, ob ich wirklich der Typ dafür bin. Ja. Ich habe Clubhopping gemacht in Japan, in Roppongi, aber Barhopping?
Around that area, but generally the bars themselves are pretty nice.
GoldenEye, great game. Golden Guy. Yeah. It's like a little district of like shacks. I love it because it's like Blade Runner-esque, and actually a lot of this is modelled on Golden Guy, but it's these little like the pipes and stuff. Like the little narrow streets, lots of little bars in there. People like Quentin Tarantino love it. When he comes to Japan, he often goes there. Lots of cool little bars.
It's a really cool place to just kind of get to actually talk to Japanese people a bit. You know, even if you don't speak much Japanese, it's a good way to kind of learn.
Because they're often very small.
Yeah,
I like a bar in somewhere like Golden Guy is like this.
From here to the end of the counter.
Yeah, you've got like the mama-san or the owner who sort of stands there, the customers sit around and they keep them talking, whatever. Like, it's nice, it is nice, yeah.
I think it's something that, again, is like, it's really hard to show it, but like the first time I came to Japan, I was absolutely so nervous, but I went into these bars bricking myself, just being like, no one's going to talk to me. Surprisingly, I got some really fun nights out, even though I could only name anime titles in Japanese. Couldn't say a word.
It's a good place to practice Japanese.
Definitely. Like, I think...
I can see what they mean. Wo wir das eine Mal in Fukuoka, wo wir da waren wir auch so nicht in einer Bar, aber wir waren so in diesen Street-Food-Ständen, haben was gegessen und die Leute waren auch richtig offen. Der Kellner hat voll mit uns geredet, dies, das. Vielleicht habe ich irgendeine Szene, wo ich das euch einblenden kann. War auf jeden Fall auch echt nice. Also kann ich mir vorstellen, wenn ihr dann so Barhopping macht, dass es schon Spaß machen kann. I don't know.
Once you have a little bit, you want to practice. They really appreciate it. And it's just really fun. And put yourself out there. You will be nervous, but I really recommend just giving it a shot and just being open-minded.
But that is our 10 underrated things in Japan. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you. Ja, also actually, ich überlege gerade, habe ich irgendwas underrated in Japan, was ich underrated finde? Nee, ich bin gerade viel zu müde und bambuselt, um irgendwie nachzudenken. Meine Augen fallen auch schon langsam, falls es euch aufgefallen ist. I'm tired. Ja. Anyway, das war's für das Video für heute. Also, war schon interessant so. Ich glaube, ich muss mir mal auch so überlegen, was meine underrated Dinge sind. Vielleicht frage ich mal, was meine Freunde auch finden, was so underrated in Japan ist. Ist, glaube ich, auch ganz interessant, wenn ich die auch mal so frage, was für die so voll krass ist und was voll underrated ist. Waren ja genauso oft wie ich in Japan. Deswegen, why not? Na, keine Ahnung, ich muss jetzt schlafen gehen. Das war's auf jeden Fall für heute. Danke, dass ihr wieder alle eingeschaltet habt. Und, Leute, wir haben die 5K geknackt. Yay! Danke. Ja, wollte ich nur noch mal gesagt haben. Und ja, wir sehen uns dann am Sonntag wieder.